I am fundamentally, emotionally, and like spiritually unwell right now. Because every single summer, without fail, I let this exact thing happen. I sit on my couch, I look at my screen, and I let reality television convince me that romance is still alive.
It's a sickness. It really is.
It is. I watched 20 hot, totally emotionally stunted 20-somethings walk into a neon-lit villa in Fiji, and my brain just completely short-circuits.
Yeah.
I look at these people with their, perfect abs and their terrible communication skills, and I actually think, maybe this is it.
You fall for the trap every time.
Every time. I'm like, maybe this is the season we see true love conquer all. Maybe humanity is capable of pure devotion. And then they open their mouths. The giant neon red flags start flying. The bad decisions start piling up. The gaslighting begins before the sunscreen is even applied.
Literally before they unpack their suitcase.
Right. And I am violently reminded that love is a battlefield, and everyone in this villa is completely unarmed. Like, why do we do this to ourselves? Why do we return to the scene of the crime every summer?
Because, honestly, we are absolute gluttons for punishment. And because chaos is our currency, we complain about the toxicity, but the truth is, we would be incredibly bored if these people actually knew how to communicate effectively.
That is so true.
Like a well-adjusted couple having a mature conversation about boundaries does not make for good television. We are here for the absolute wreckage. So, Snark Squad, welcome back. We love you. And babes, we love love. So you already know. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride. We are so happy you were here with us in the trenches today. And babes, tonight we are starting with something completely unexpected.
Highly unexpected for us.
If you are watching the video feed, you will see it. The beverages of choice have shifted. The Gatorades are on deck.
Hydration station, babes.
Yes. I am currently clutching a massive, radioactive-looking fruit punch Gatorade like it is a physical lifeline tethering me to reality. And you have, wait, what is that lemon lime?
It is lemon lime, obviously. The superior, crisp, highly analytical flavor. Fruit punch is for people who, frankly, thrive on chaos. Lemon lime is for those of us trying to organize the chaos into a spreadsheet.
I feel so attacked right now.
But the real irony here is that we are sitting on this couch preparing to ruthlessly judge the absolute dumpster fires of early 20s reality TV romance while actively pretending this is some sort of wellness space.
We are health icons.
We are hydrating, we are balancing our electrolytes, we are practically a health and fitness show right now.
It is genuinely thrilling, though. Like, why does being hydrated suddenly feel so exciting in our 30s?
It's the bare minimum, yet we feel so accomplished.
Literally.
Yeah.
A decade ago, I was surviving on iced coffee, sheer anxiety, and maybe 3 hours of sleep, and I felt invincible. Now, I'm literally thinking, did I get enough potassium today to watch Melanie have a nuclear meltdown over a man she met 48 hours ago?
You need the stamina. You really do.
Like, electrolytes are the new quiet luxury. I am drinking this red dye number 40 and feeling like I have my entire life completely together.
It's a tragic sign that we are officially becoming responsible adults. We have crossed a threshold, babes. We now need to physically, medically prepare our bodies to handle the secondhand embarrassment radiating from our screens.
We're doing preventative care.
Exactly. We need the hydration because the sheer audacity of the men in this villa is going to dry out our skin. It's a hostile environment out there.
A completely hostile environment. And speaking of the sheer audacity of men, babes, we need to discuss our dating app adventures.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Because if everyone remembers the pact we made on Monday, we got back on the apps, we look each other in the eye, we promised we were going to be brave, we said we were going to put ourselves out there in the digital dating ecosystem.
A terrible, terrible mistake.
And babes, the trash men have been plentiful. They have arrived in droves.
Plentiful is entirely too mild a word. It's an infestation. It's like turning over a rock in the woods and watching all the terrifying bugs just scatter. Please share with the class. What level of psychological warfare did you encounter this week?
Okay, you need to picture this. It is Tuesday night, vulnerable hours. It's like 10:30 p.m. I am horizontal on my couch. My defenses are extremely low, and I'm swiping on Hinge.
Prime spiraling time.
First of all, I need anthropologists to explain something to me.
Right.
Why is every single man holding a dead fish in his profile?
It's an epidemic.
What is the psychological need in the year 2026 to prove to me that you can extract a slimy creature from a lake? I live in a metropolitan area. If I want salmon, I go to Trader Joe's.
You're not looking for a hunter-gatherer.
No, I don't need a hunter-gatherer. I need someone who goes to therapy.
Yeah.
But it gets worse. I matched with a guy, right? Fairly cute, decent smile, wearing a normal shirt, no fish in sight. His opening line, I quote, I swear to you, I quote, "You look like you'd ruin my life." When are we getting drinks?
Ah, yes. The classic trauma bond opening sequence.
I was gagged.
He wants a manic pixie dream girl to fix his credit score and provide emotional regulation, but he masks it as edgy banter.
Exactly. I am a highly emotional person.
Yep.
I am chaotic. I am barely holding my own life together. I am not here to be a plot device in a man's therapy journey. I looked at my phone and just screamed into a pillow.
Very valid reaction.
And then another guy right after him. His prompt says, "My love language is physical touch and sarcasm."
Oh, immediate block.
Immediate blinding red flag. Translation, I will insult you in front of your friends, disguise it as a joke, tell you that you're too sensitive when you get mad, and then expect a back rub when we get home.
That is exactly what that means. It's a threat, not a prompt.
I am maintaining absolute, impenetrable skepticism about modern dating. It's a curated wasteland. But the rumor mill tells me you actually have an update.
I do, and this reality is making me question whether I'm losing my edge because I am actually talking to someone, like actively conversing with a human male.
Stop it right now. The analytical fortress has been breached. The walls have come down. Give me the entire psychological profile. How did this start?
It started shockingly normally, which is perhaps the most suspicious part of all. No fish, no threats to ruin my life, no demands for me to prove my worth through sarcastic banter.
Okay, the bar is in hell, but proceed.
He simply commented on the book sitting on the coffee table in my third photo, a specific, grounded, observant question about the author.
Wait, really? That's actually kind of nice.
So I'm being cautiously optimistic, but you know my process. I am currently running a full risk assessment. I am actively monitoring specific red flags versus the green flags I am terrified to actually get excited about.
Give me the breakdown. I need the metrics. What are we looking at here?
Well, the primary green flag is his conversational rhythm. He asks follow-up questions.
Rare. Very rare.
Right. If I say I had a long, frustrating day at work, he asks why it was frustrating and then actually listens to the answer, rather than just firing back a generic, damn, that's crazy. Anyway, here's a photo of my dog. He is employing active listening.
Okay, but wait.
The red flag, however, is that he used the word synergy in casual conversation on a Wednesday afternoon.
Oh, no. No, no, no. Halt everything. Listen to me. Are you absolutely sure he is showing genuine, organic emotional interest, or does he just possess an elite, top-tier PR and marketing strategy for early dating?
See, that's the fear.
Because men have podcasts now. They listen to the same self-help audiobooks we do. They know exactly how to game the algorithm of our hearts. They know that active listening is the cheat code to get past our defenses.
That is the exact cynical spiral I go down every single night. Is he genuinely emotionally available, or did he just listen to an Andrew Huberman episode about the neurobiology of active listening and is now field testing it on me?
He's running trials on you.
It is impossible to tell anymore. Modern dating culture, the ghosting, the constant curation of our digital selves, it honestly feels like finding love online is just getting harder because everyone is so aggressively marketed. We aren't meeting people, we're meeting their personal brands.
It is a nightmare. It is a terrifying algorithmic nightmare where everyone is a salesperson pitching their own personality.
Right.
Which is exactly why we basically just need to survive until the weekend to recharge our batteries.
True.
And babes, we have basically made it to the weekend. So happy weekend, babes.
Happy weekend indeed. The eternal struggle is about to begin anew. The brutal psychological battle between wanting to be highly productive and inevitably choosing absolute, unadulterated chaos.
My ideal summer weekend is a delicate, hypocritical mix.
Paint the picture for us.
It's waking up at 8 a.m., feeling incredibly superior to everyone else who is sleeping. Going to the farmer's market, buying an overpriced artisanal peach in a canvas tote bag.
Very demure, very mindful.
And then by 2 p.m., I have completely abandoned my higher self. I am drinking an Aperol Spritz on a crowded patio, actively judging the outfits of strangers walking by, and spiraling about my life choices. That is the duality of woman.
Mine is a bit more isolationist. My ideal weekend is turning my phone on Do Not Disturb, deep cleaning my apartment until it smells strongly of bleach and lemon, and then sitting in the pristine, sterile silence to aggressively judge reality TV cast members who have zero emotional regulation.
You're cleansing your space to consume trash.
Exactly. I need my physical environment to be flawless so my mental environment can be absolute trash. Which brings me to a very important point. Because it is Pride Month, we need to settle an extremely pressing question before we travel to the villa.
Yes, the ultimate pride icon debate. Snark Squad, we have been arguing about this in our text thread for 4 days straight, and we need an audience to mediate.
My thesis is very simple. The ultimate pride icon has to fall into one of two distinct categories. They are either a classic, untouchable music or movie icon, someone who shifted the cultural paradigm, like a Judy Garland, a Madonna, or an Elton John.
Okay, the legends. Sure.
Or, conversely, they have to be a deeply, deeply unhinged reality TV icon. My personal pick is Tiffany New York Pollard.
Oh my God.
Her impact on the culture, the reaction gifts, her complete and utter refusal to ever apologize for being exactly who she is. Her essence is unparalleled. She is the blueprint for modern queer internet culture.
Okay, I respect the classics, and obviously I respect New York. She's royalty. But I passionately, violently defend a totally unexpected, highly specific choice.
I'm bracing myself.
My ultimate pride icon is Lisa Vanderpump's dog, Giggy. Rest in peace.
I'm sorry, I need to pause. You are arguing that a tiny, hairless Pomeranian is the ultimate symbol of pride.
Hear me out. Think about the philosophy of Giggy, the outfits, the custom-tailored velvet tuxedos,
He was a dog.
the absolute stubborn refusal to walk on his own four legs, the sheer, unadulterated drama of being carried into every Michelin star restaurant in Beverly Hills while wearing sequins and demanding water from a crystal goblet.
You're not making a logical argument right now.
Gigi was chaotic, he was fabulous, he completely ignored the rules of society, and he lived his truth, which was that he was fundamentally better than everyone else in the room. If that isn't pride, I don't know what is.
The logic is so flawlessly flawed that I can't even tear it down. It is a terrible opinion, but you delivered it with such conviction that I have to accept it.
Thank you. Justice for Gigi.
But you know who else is currently putting on a highly curated facade to hide their complete lack of emotional regulation? The chaotic icons currently trapped in a villa in Fiji.
Oh, babes, the transition.
Love Island USA, Season 8, Episode 3. I am vibrating on a cellular level with the need to dissect this.
Let's get right into the recap, because this episode was an absolute masterclass in self-sabotage. The aftermath of this, we pick up exactly where we left off from the cliffhanger.
The tension was thick.
Thick. The coupling ceremony, or as they call it, standing awkwardly on a green dot while your self-esteem is publicly measured, got incredibly spicy. The bombshells made their choices, and Kenzie and Sean are left single and vulnerable. Kata stole Zach. Gabriel stole Beatrice. And the fallout was immediate.
We have to start with Kenzie, because Kenzie's immediate violent shift into her no-chat era is a psychological case study.
I was terrified of her.
We have to set the scene for the listeners. She is standing by the fire pit right after the steal, and she is glaring at Zach. But it's not just an angry look. It is the icy, soulless glare of an actual White Walker from Game of Thrones. The piercing blue eyes were just shooting daggers across the patio. You could physically feel the temperature drop in the villa.
She was absolutely livid. Her entire reality had just been shattered. But the fascinating part was the way she was trying to play it off to Melanie and the girls.
The delusion started so quickly.
She immediately goes into defense mode. She says, "I'm so over it. Honestly, he wanted a girl with dark hair. He got it. I'm not even 100% turned on by him anyway. Honestly, Charlie is a ton fucking cuter than him."
Word for word.
My heart actually went out to her bruised ego in that moment because the defensive mechanisms were firing so loudly it was deafening. I get it. I have been there.
We all have.
When you get publicly rejected, your brain has to protect you. Suddenly, the guy you were obsessed with an hour ago is ugly, he smells weird, you never liked him, and his brother is way hotter. It is a classic textbook emotional spiral to protect a shattered ego.
It's the concept of a narcissistic injury. She thought she was the main character. She thought she was the absolute prize of the villa, the untouchable queen bee. And the second Zach, a man she deemed lucky to be with her, pivoted to Kata, her brain just broke.
Broke completely.
She couldn't process the rejection, so she rewrote history. But her lying is so painfully transparent. If she genuinely didn't care, if she genuinely thought Charlie was cuter, she wouldn't be staring at Zach like she was trying to ignite him with her mind.
And then comes the absolute peak awkwardness of Zach trying to fix it, which is such a male reaction.
Oh, he handled it so poorly.
He walks over to the fire pit, and he's doing that slow, shuffling walk, and he says, "Can I pull you for a chat?" And Kenzie, without blinking, just says, "No chat."
Iconic.
He tries again. "Well, maybe tomorrow." And she just gives him this dead-eyed, "Yeah, sure." It was brutal. I wanted to sink into my couch cushions.
It was like watching a junior PR crisis manager fresh out of college failing to spin a complete corporate disaster. He just stood there glitching. Zach thought he could just smooth it over with some basic placating reality TV platitudes. I'm sorry, I just had to go with my gut. You're still a great girl. But Kenzie just put up a brick wall. And honestly, she should have. Why should she kiss his ass? Why should she make him feel better about rejecting her?
Exactly. Let him sit in the discomfort. But while Kenzie is icing out Zach and building an emotional fortress, we have to look at the other side of the fire pit, the Beatrice, Sean, and Gabriel triangle. Because while Kenzie is sulking, Gabriel completely ignores the tension in the room and pulls Beatrice for a chat.
He wastes absolutely zero time. He is a predator sensing weakness in the herd.
No time at all. He pulls her away, they sit down on the daybed, and literally immediately, he grabs her hand and interlocks his fingers with hers. This wasn't a tentative, shy handhold. This was a full, aggressive interlock. It was so intense.
It's the physical manifestation of claiming territory. It's a very specific brand of aggressive flirting. And what is his opening line?
Don't remind me.
He bypasses any normal conversation and goes straight into talking about how he wants to see her Latina vibe and her Mexican side.
I physically gagged. It was so overly lustful, and frankly, it felt like fetishization masquerading as a compliment. But the crazy part is, she was eating it out of the palm of his hand.
She loved it.
She runs back to the girls later and talks about how they have so much sexual tension and undeniable chemistry, but before she can fully enjoy it, she has to go face the music with Sean, the guy she was originally coupled up with before Gabriel stole her.
Poor Sean.
And this is where the logic completely falls apart. You need to break down her excuse, because what she said to Sean was wild.
Right. So Beatrice sits down with Sean, who's clearly hurt, and she plays the diplomatic, logical card. She looks him in the eye and says, I just wanted to explore. I didn't want to close myself off on night one.
Sure, yeah.
And then she literally claims that if it had been like day 5, she would have stayed on the green dot and stayed completely loyal to him.
Do we believe a single word of that?
Absolutely not. This is a masterclass in hidden agendas. We have to remember the context from previous interactions that Beatrice is conveniently forgetting. During their initial chats, Beatrice explicitly noted that Sean being a father was a major hurdle for her. It was heavily implied it was a deal breaker.
Oh, totally.
She is using the "it's only night 1, I just want to explore my options" excuse as a very convenient, socially acceptable mask. The reality is she just doesn't want to date a guy with a kid, but she knows that saying that out loud on national television to a nice guy who misses his child will instantly make her the villain of the season. So she hides behind the rules of the game.
Yes. The math is entirely mathing. She is dragging it out to save her own image. And I have to snark on Beatrice for a second because she keeps defending this connection with Gabriel by talking about their sexual tension. But they literally have zero deep conversations.
None.
Zero substance.
We haven't heard them discuss a single personality trait, a goal, a fear, a hobby. All we hear are the microphones peaking from the sound of their excessive aggressive lip smacking. It is pure, unadulterated lust. There's absolutely no foundation there. It's the definition of a showmance built on a house of cards. Lust is a very powerful glue in the short term, but it dissolves the second it gets wet. The minute someone else walks into that villa with a Latina vibe, Gabriel's head is going to swivel so fast he is going to need a chiropractor. He is fundamentally not built for loyalty.
Oh, I'll give it 3 days, tops. Okay, but wait. We cannot forget the most tragic, cringe-inducing scene of the night. The Bryce and Trinity fake-out reunion. I had to watch this through my fingers.
Pure comedy. Dark, twisted Shakespearean comedy.
I need to set the scene for everyone because the visual is crucial. Zach and Kaida, the new couple, are up in the Soul Ties balcony, which, for the uninitiated, is the designated elevated makeout area where couples go to be aggressively intimate in full view of everyone else.
The fishbowl.
They are having their first official chat. They are kissing, they are cuddling, they are acting like they are on a honeymoon. And where is Bryce, the man Kaida initially wanted before she pivoted to Zach?
Bryce is essentially third-wheeling via technology. He is sitting downstairs in the communal kitchen with the boys, holding an iPad that is streaming a live feed of the Soul Ties balcony. He is watching Zach and Kaida make out on his tablet like a sad mall security guard monitoring a feed of a robbery he can't stop.
It is so deeply humiliating.
Yeah.
Because here is the context. Bryce and Trinity both stepped out on each other. They both wanted the shiny new bombshells. Bryce stepped forward for Kaida, and Trinity stepped forward for Gabriel. And they both got brutally, publicly rejected.
Humbled on national television.
The bombshells picked other people. And now, by the cold, hard rules of the villa, They are forced back together by default. They are the leftovers.
And here's where that absolute delusion sets in. Bryce sits down with Trinity on the beanbags, and he completely, blatantly lies to her face. He says that he and Kata actually had a real connection, that they were really vibing, and that their date was incredibly good. He is trying to save face. He is trying to act like he is magnanimously returning to Trinity, like it was a difficult choice, rather than a forced mandate.
Meanwhile, Trinity keeps it completely 100% real. She just flat out looks at him and says, yeah, there was no romantic spark for me with Gabriel. Honestly, I want to get to know somebody first. She completely deflates Bryce's attempt to make it look like they were both highly sought-after commodities.
She gave him nothing to work with.
It is exactly like running into your ex at a really gross dive bar at 1:45 a.m. right after you both just got brutally rejected by way hotter people across the room. Just look at each other, sigh, shrug your shoulders, and go home together purely out of shared humiliation and convenience.
That is the perfect analogy. It's the, well, we're already here, my Uber app isn't working, and I don't want to sleep alone coupling. They are just surviving at this point. There's zero romance left in that dynamic.
Speaking of surviving, we have to talk about the morning after. The flirting, the breakfast dates, and the fish. The fish. Sincere and Kata versus Kenzie and Gabriel. Let's start with the breakfast chat. Sincere, who is currently coupled up with Melanie, pulls the bombshell Kata for a morning chat. And Sincere delivers what might objectively be the worst, most insulting analogy in the history of modern romance.
This is a fascinating look into how a specific type of man's brain works when he is trying to logically justify keeping his options open. He literally, with a straight face, compares dating human women in the villa to the act of fishing.
Let me read the exact quote, because I wrote it down in my notes in all caps. He looked at this beautiful woman and says, wow, I really like this fish. Get another one. Wow, I really like this fish. You can still have 2 fish.
It's staggering. The lack of self-awareness is truly staggering. He is looking at these complex, emotional women like they are literal trout in a plastic bucket. Oh, this one is pretty. Let's keep her in the bucket while I cast my line again to see if I can catch a bigger one.
I hate him. I actively hate him.
And the worst part is the tone of his voice. He thinks he is being so profound. He thinks he is dropping philosophical wisdom. He thinks he is Aristotle with a fade.
I was screaming at the screen. If a man ever referred to me as a fish he wanted to keep in his bucket while he actively looked for other fish, I would physically pick him up and throw him into the actual ocean.
He would drown.
This is the exact problem with modern dating. It's the paradox of choice, completely rotting people's brains. He doesn't see women as people, he sees them as commodities to be collected and compared. But while Sincere is explaining his deeply offensive aquatic dating strategy, Kenzie is across the yard doing a revenge flirt.
And she is putting in overtime. She is working hard for the cameras.
She pulls Gabriel. And the heavy flirting is off the charts. She is laying it on so incredibly thick. She starts talking about how she wants to move out Georgia because there's no beach. She's pouting, playing with her hair, saying, I just really want to move to Miami or California. And Gabriel, right on cue, playing his role perfectly, leans in and says, come to Florida. And then he drops the ultimate dating app cliche, I'm passionate. I show affection with physical touch.
Which, if we are translating dating app speak, means I have absolutely no capacity for emotional intimacy. I am going to ruin your life. I will probably ghost you in 3 weeks, but the physical chemistry will be fun until I do.
Exactly. And Kenzie, who is desperate to prove to Zach and the entire viewing public that she is desirable, eats it up.
Yes.
She runs back to the girls in the dressing room, giggling, and literally says that Gabriel made her, and I quote, may God strike me down, kitty purr.
Oh, I had to mute the TV.
I almost choked on my Gatorade, had to pause it, kitty purr. On national television, to a group of women she just met.
It's the total lack of shame that really elevates reality TV to an art form. She is so desperate to win the breakup with Zach that she is willing to embarrass herself globally. But all of this flirting, all of these hidden conversations, all of these lies, they all came crashing down during the evening event, the Villa game.
The sinking feeling, Villa game. The producers earned their paychecks this week. They knew exactly what they were doing. They designed a game specifically to extract the absolute messiest revelations and detonate the existing couples. Let's run through these anonymous secrets, because I was spiraling for hours after this segment.
The mechanics of the game are simple but brutal. A producer text reveals a dark secret from someone's past. The islander reads the secret out loud, guesses who it belongs to by pushing that person into the pool, and then the truth is revealed. Let's start with the mildly amusing ones. Anaya's secret was that she role-played as the Terminator in bed.
Honestly, Incredible. I respect it. If you were going to put on the sunglasses, look a man dead in the eye, say, I'll be back, and get to work. That is commitment to a bitch. She is a legend for that.
Then we have Zach. His secret was that he forgot a hookup's name mid-sex.
Trash. Absolute trash man behavior. That is a glaring neon red flag. If you are intimate with someone and you can't even hold their name in your short-term memory, you are a menace to society.
Then Gabriel. His secret is that he slept with a 52-year-old woman.
Okay, listen. When I heard this, my immediate chaotic emotional reaction was, so you're telling me I have a chance?
You did not just say that.
Listen, if this man appreciates an older woman with life experience, a 401k, and lower back pain, I am ready to step up to the plate. I might not be 52, but my knees crack when I stand up, so we are basically in the same demographic.
Please hold on to that exact energy for the next one. Trinity's secret. She gave head in an SUV while her mom was actively driving the car.
We need to unpack this. You need to stop the show, call a physicist, and spend real time here. Because I spiraled for an entire hour after this aired. How? The logistics, the spatial awareness required, the sheer, unadulterated panic.
From a purely analytical standpoint, thinking about the physics, the sound dynamics, and the spatial constraints of an enclosed vehicle, it is baffling. It defies logic.
Was the radio on? Was her mom blasting NPR? Was she listening to a true crime podcast at max volume? Was it daylight savings time, so it was pitch black at 5 p.m.? Was she in the third row of a massive Suburban, or is this a compact sedan?
The variables are endless.
How do you just act casual? Yeah, Mom, just taking a little nap back here under this blanket. Everything is fine. Don't look in the rearview mirror.
I am sweating right now just thinking about the adrenaline and the anxiety of that car ride.
It is the absolute audacity of youth. The prefrontal cortex is simply not fully developed, but it gets grosser. Casey's secret was that he had sex in the exact same room as his best friend, which is just standard, messy, unhygienic college boy behavior. And Kata, well, she had an orgasm all over her friend's pillow.
Disgusting. Vile. We are checking all the pillows in the villa. We are bringing UV black lights to Fiji. I would burn the pillow in the entire bed. But all of these secrets were just the appetizer. They were just softening up the cast for the main course, because the final secret was the nuclear bomb that leveled the villa.
The final secret read, which islander is guilty of texting other people while they were currently with someone else?
And the answer, predictably, devastatingly, was Sincere.
The irony of his name just continues to write the jokes for us. It's too perfect. This revelation triggered Melanie's epic Shakespearean spiral. Which brings us to the final chaotic act of the recap. The trigger actually happens a little earlier in the day. Anaya, who has officially taken on the role of the villa's resident bone collector and instigator, pulls Melanie aside and says, "Hey, just so you know, I saw something. Sincere pulled Kata for a chat this morning."
Anaya knew exactly what she was doing. She wasn't just passing along information. She lit a stick of dynamite, handed it to Melanie, and calmly walked away to watch the explosion.
And Melanie just crumbles. The facade breaks. She runs to the glam room, and she completely breaks down crying. And honestly, my heart did break for her a little bit in this scene, because she stripped away the reality TV bravado and revealed these deeply rooted insecurities.
It was intense.
She sat there with mascara running down her face and said, "Guys are always so infatuated with my bubbly personality at first. They love how energetic I am, and then, without fail, they just get sick of me. I become too much for them." It was a really raw, vulnerable moment.
It was raw, I will give you that. But analytically speaking, it is also incredibly early to be dumping that level of deep-seated trauma onto a day 3 reality TV coupling. She is projecting past relationship failures onto a man she is known for less than a business week.
True, but then the game happens. Sincere is publicly outed as the guy who texts other women while dating someone. Her fears are instantly validated. And Melanie's reaction to the game is chilling. She doesn't cry this time. She looks dead into the camera, her eyes completely glossed over with rage, and says, "If he cheats, I'll cheat back."
Very mature response.
We are entering a dark, vindictive era of Melanie. And it leads to the inevitable showdown. After the game, Sincere and Melanie finally sit down on the terrace to talk.
And this conversation is a masterclass in why modern communication fails. Sincere tries to, frankly, gaslight her into submission. He relies heavily on the technicalities of their previous conversations. He says, "Listen, we agreed to explore. I don't feel trapped. I just want to see what's out there while knowing you're my number one. I'm just making sure."
Ugh, manipulation.
He is weaponizing therapy speak and logical loopholes to justify keeping his options open and disrespecting her boundaries.
While Melanie, thankfully, is just shutting him down, She refuses to be confused. She drops the line of the entire episode. She looks at him and says, "I'm not going to die on the hill of Sincere."
Good for her.
I felt that in my soul. I wanted to applaud. I will fiercely defend Melanie's anxious attachment in this specific scenario. She feels played, and she's being played. He is piping up her head, telling her they have the strongest connection in the villa, kissing her in bed, while actively pulling the new bombshell and comparing women to fish. She has every single right to feel suffocated and manipulated by his doublespeak.
See, here's where I have to introduce some pushback.
Yeah.
Analytically, looking at the timeline, Melanie is acting completely irrationally. She is acting like they have been married for 10 years, they share a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage, and they have 3 golden retrievers. It is day 3.
Time works differently in the villa.
She is actively suffocating him with the sheer weight of her intensity. If a guy says, "We should explore our options in this dating show environment," and you verbally agree to it, you cannot have a screaming, crying meltdown when he actually exercises that option and has a 10-minute conversation with another woman. She is manifesting her own worst fears.
I mean,
She is so terrified he will get sick of her intensity, so she acts out in a way that will absolutely mathematically guarantee he gets sick of her. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
you're right about the timeline, but I hate it. The logic is way too cold for me. When you feel a connection, you feel a connection, and you don't want to see that person flirting with a fish. But that's exactly why we balance each other out.
Yeah.
Which perfectly transitions us into our first segment. Segment 1, couple most likely to implode.
Based on the wreckage we just broke down, we have to choose the couple showing the absolute biggest warning signs, the red flags, the mixed signals, the hidden agendas. We are looking for the structural damage. Who is not surviving the week?
I am going first, and my pick is glaringly obvious. My pick for a couple most likely to implode is Sincere and Melanie. It is not even a debate. The warning signs are flashing like a strobe light in a dark, sweaty nightclub. Let's look at the hidden agendas. He wants to play the field and maximize his screen time. She wants a diamond ring and a promise of eternal loyalty.
Accurate.
The mixed signals. He is feeding her the two-fish mentality, telling her she's his number 1 while looking for number 2, while she is fueled by absolute boogie juice, overreactions, and emotional spirals. Sincere is terrified of her intensity. He's smiling in her face, saying the right words. But if you look at his eyes and his confessionals, you can see the gears turning. He is already plotting an exit strategy.
He's checking the emergency exit.
He's looking at the emergency exits on the airplane. The absolute second a new bombshell walks in, who is chill, who doesn't cry when he talks to someone else, he is pulling the ripcord and he is gone. They will not survive the next recoupling.
That is a very strong, passionate argument. The explosion will be loud. But I am going to push back because I think you're being distracted by the loud noise and missing the quiet, insidious disaster brewing right in front of us. My pick for couple most likely to implode is Beatrice and Gabriel.
Ooh. Interesting. Okay, unpack that for me. Defend your thesis.
Sincere and Melanie are explosive, yes. But they are actively communicating, even if it's toxic. Beatrice and Gabriel are fundamentally, structurally unsound. Gabriel is, as the Reddit forum so accurately diagnosed him, overly lustful. He is a creature of pure id. He is not in Fiji to find a wife. He is there for a heavily televised hot girl summer. He wants to have fun, practice his Spanish pickup lines, and aggressively interlock fingers with as many women as possible.
You're not wrong about the interlocking.
Beatrice, on the other hand, is confusing pure physical chemistry, this intense, unspoken sexual tension, for a solid emotional foundation. They have absolutely nothing else in common besides finding each other attractive. The second Gabriel's eye wanders, and let's be clear, it will wander because Kenzie's kitty is already purring loudly in his direction, it's over. The illusion breaks. Beatrice will drop him the second she realizes he's just a himbo looking for a good time, not a partner. It will crumble into dust.
Okay, I see your logic. It's the classic trope. Beatrice is playing a very dangerous game. She dropped Sean, who was stable, kind, but admittedly a little boring, for the unpredictable bad boy. It never ever ends well. But I still think Melanie's implosion will take out half the villa with it, so I'm sticking with my pick.
We shall see whose prediction holds up. Let's move to segment 2, Love Island Delusion Rankings.
My favorite segment of the week. We need to mathematically rank the episode's biggest romantics versus the biggest clowns.
Yeah.
Who is genuinely falling in love, who is playing a calculated game, and who is completely, utterly lying to themselves and the camera. Let's start with rank 1, the ultimate clown.
I think we are entirely aligned on this one. There is only one correct answer.
Rank 1, the ultimate clown of episode 3, goes to Kenzie.
It has to be Kenzie. The sheer, unadulterated delusion of her behavior this episode belongs at a peer-reviewed psychology journal.
Let's review the tape. She glares at Zach like she wants to literally set him on fire with her mind. She acts deeply, personally wounded by his rejection. She refuses to chat with him twice. She goes on a tirade claiming she never even liked him, that he wasn't her type, and that his brother is hotter. And then what does she do?
We all saw it.
She immediately runs across the yard and throws herself at Gabriel. She's telling the girls, I'm so straightforward, I'm so mature, I just move on. You are acting like a wounded possum. You are actively lying to yourself if you think you aren't completely bothered by Zach. The clown makeup is fully applied.
It's the extreme defensive ego protection that earns her the top spot. She simply cannot admit that she lost a round. Okay, moving to rank 2. The sneaky clown. I am giving this prestigious award to Bryce.
Yes, the dead fish profile guy. Expose him.
Exactly. Bryce gets the Sneaky Clown Award for his masterful attempt at rewriting history. He pretends that he rejected Kata. He goes back to Trinity, sits her down, and acts like he magnanimously, thoughtfully chose to return to their strong connection. He's like, yeah, I'm glad we're back together. I realize what we had.
He is so full of it.
Bryce, stop it. You didn't choose this outcome. You were forced back into this coupling because the girl you actually wanted picked someone else. You are lying to Trinity. You are lying to the audience. And worst of all, you are lying to yourself. You are the backup plan, and you can't handle it.
It's the male ego. It is so fragile, it has to invent alternate realities to survive a single rejection. Which brings us to rank 3, the game player. And this heavily contested award goes to Sincere.
The fisherman himself.
He is deeply delusional for thinking he can smooth-talk Melanie with terrible, disjointed metaphors while openly, blatantly pursuing bombshells in broad daylight. He truly thinks he's a mastermind. He thinks he's playing 4D chess, looking Melanie in the eye and saying things like, I will die on the hill that we have the strongest connection.
It's laughable.
While actively holding a fishing net behind his back to Ken Kaida. He thinks Melanie's dumb enough to just smile, nod, and accept his scraps. That is peak delusion.
What is truly fascinating about Sincere's delusion is that it isn't emotional like Kenzie's, it's entirely tactical. He genuinely believes his strategy is working. He thinks he's getting away with it.
It's failing miserably, and the crash is going to be spectacular. All right, let's pivot to segment 3, dating app versus villa challenge. Because as we discussed during our hydration check-in, the apps are a terrifying wasteland. And I am starting to realize that these islanders are not characters. They are just the physical, televised manifestations of the traumatic archetypes we meet on Hinge every single day.
It is genuinely terrifying how accurate this psychological mapping is. Let's compare them. Who is Gabriel in the modern dating app ecosystem?
Oh, I know exactly who Gabriel is. I have dated Gabriel. Gabriel's the guy whose profile prompt simply says fluent in sarcasm, and his listed love language is physical touch. He's the guy who matches with you, says absolutely nothing for 3 business days, and then messages you at 2:14 a.m. on a Tuesday with a single cryptic emoji.
The smirk emoji.
Like the smirk emoji or the little devil horns. And if you scroll to the bottom of his bio, it explicitly states, not looking for anything serious, just trying to vibe and see what happens.
He is the exact guy you match with when you're feeling a little self-destructive. You know logically it is going to end poorly. You know he's going to waste your time, but he has really nice arms in his second photo and he's holding a cute dog in his third, so you ignore your intuition and agree to get drinks anyway.
Exactly. I have dated 3 different variations of Gabriel. They all ruined my life for exactly 14 days, made me question my sanity, and then ghosted me the day before a planned date. Okay, so who is Bryce in this ecosystem?
Bryce is the guy whose entire profile is a monument to aggressive mediocrity. He is the guy holding the giant dead bass in his first photo.
I knew it.
His second photo is him standing in a group of 5 identical-looking men wearing khakis and blue button-downs at a golf course. So you have to play a frustrating guessing game to figure out which one he actually is. And he definitely, absolutely lied about his height. His profile confidently says 6 foot, but you show up to the coffee shop date and you are looking him dead in the eye while wearing flat sandals. He is 5'9" on his best day with good posture.
And he won't stop talking about his fantasy football draft strategy on the first date. He is an immediate left swipe in the real world. But what about Sincere? He is the trickiest one.
Sincere is the most dangerous archetype on the apps. He is the guy who has looking for my soulmate or ready to settle down prominently in his bio. He matches with you, he is incredibly charming, and he takes you on 3 amazing, incredibly thoughtful dates. He looks you deep in the eyes over a candlelit dinner, tells you he's never felt a connection quite like this before, and talks about his relationship with his mother.
It sounds so perfect.
You start casually planning the wedding Pinterest board, but if you check the app, his location keeps updating because he is still actively swiping and messaging other women while you are in the bathroom touching up your lip gloss.
Oh my God, yes. He's the guy who texts you, "Good morning, beautiful, hope you have a great day," and then copy-paste the exact same text to 4 other women in his roster. He sells you the illusion of safety while actively keeping you in his fish bucket. These men are out there. They are real. Stay vigilant. Keep your electrolytes up. Trust no one.
Which brings us to our final segment of the episode. Segment 4, Hot Girl Summer Forecast. We need some bold, actionable predictions for what happens next in the villa because the fallout from this game is going to be immense.
Okay, my first bold prediction revolves around the teaser. The producers teased a new bombshell walking in at the very end of the episode. We know they're setting up a challenge. I predict the bombshell is a guy, and he's going to walk in, lock eyes with Kenzie, and completely turn her head, like a guy who actually gives her the obsessive attention and validation she's so desperate for.
Yeah.
Or it's a girl, and she immediately hones in on Gabriel, steals him away, and forces Beatrice to awkwardly, humiliating crawl back to Sean.
Oh, that second scenario would be cinematic perfection. If Beatrice has to go back to Sean and pretend she suddenly realizes his value and wants to stand on his green dot again, the sheer humiliation of it, I would pay money to watch that. My prediction revolves around the villains in the making. I think Sincere is currently getting the classic, highly produced villain edit. The producers are setting him up to fail spectacularly. But I think Kenzie might accidentally become the chaotic, unproduced villain of the season.
I always see that.
She is so messy, so highly reactive to every slight, that she is going to start actively sabotaging other couples just to feel like she is in control of the house dynamics.
Kenzie is a wild card. She's operating purely on spite. Okay, who thrives and who crashes next week?
Zach and Kato will thrive. They are boring, they like watching movies, or as Zach pretentiously calls them, films, and they are stable. They will float entirely under the radar to the finale on a sheer lack of drama.
And who crashes? Melanie. It breaks my heart, but Melanie will completely crash out if Sincere even breathes in the general direction of another woman. If the new bombshell is a girl and Sincere offers her a glass of water to be polite, Melanie will pack her bags, throw Sincere's suitcase into the pool, and self-evict in a blaze of glory. It is going to be explosive, and I am terrified for her.
I will have my lemon lime Gatorade chilled and ready for the fallout.
And I will be stress-checking my fruit punch. Snark Squad, that is all the chaos we have for you today. Thank you for hanging out, spiraling with us, analyzing the wreckage, and drinking Gatorade on the couch.
Before you go, we need you to weigh in on the discourse. We have 3 questions for you, and we need your answers in the comments. 1. Who's the biggest, most glaring red flag in the villa right now? Is it Sincere the fisherman, Gabriel the 2 a.m. texter, or someone we missed?
2. Who is your ultimate pride icon? Please, I am begging you, back me up on Gigi the dog so I don't look completely insane.
And 3, have you survived the dating apps lately, or are you also drowning in a sea of trash men holding dead fish? Let us know your trauma. We want to hear your stories. And before we go, I just want to leave you with a thought. We sit here and judge Sincere for his 2 fish analogy, but is reality TV just a mirror for our own toxic habits? Isn't his behavior just the literal televised manifestation of us swiping on Tinder while sitting across from a perfectly nice person at dinner? Are we the drama?
Oh, wow. You just got way too deep for my fruit punch brain to handle. That is a terrifying thought to end on. Snark Squad, ponder that and remind yourselves to like, comment, subscribe, and please share this podcast with your messiest bestie because misery and reality TV truly love company.
Until next time, babes.
Stay messy, stay romantic, and we will see you on the Snark side.